Right, fighters, how we doing now? For those of you who don't know who I am, my name is Finn Kennett and I'm a fight nutritionist. I work with some of the best fighters in the entire world, alright? In boxing, in mixed martial arts, in Muay Thai, in bare knuckle fighting, and even Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, alright? Now, I want to make this video to help as many of you fighters as I possibly can across the entire world, alright? Now, the thing that most fighters struggle with is being able to control the weight and being able to eat more. Now, what I mean by this is, right, so if you think about it, right, as a fighter, you want to eat as much as possible whilst either maintaining weight or slowly bringing it down, right? Now, you know, a lot of you will use AI to try and figure this out, or right, whatever, but obviously that doesn't solve it. Otherwise, you know, you'd be in a good position, wouldn't you? But what you've got to understand, right, is that you want to be able to control your weight throughout the year as much as you possibly can. Now listen, there's going to be times where you want to go and enjoy meals, right? Have meals out, you know, and enjoy treats and things like that. There's absolutely no issue with that. But what a lot of yous do is, right, you focus only on making weight for a fight and putting structure and plans in place when you've got a fight coming up, alright? But if you actually looked at it from a balanced approach and looked at it from like the year round, I need to essentially keep my weight in a position where I'm no more than, let's say, 5 to 7 kilograms above my fighting weight. Once you get into a fight camp, once you get, you know, whether it's boxing, you know, you might have a 10 or 12 week fight camp. You know, if it's Muay Thai, you could have 4 weeks, 5 weeks, 6 week MMA. Obviously it varies sport by sport, I understand that, but if you actually get yourself into a position where your weight's already comfortable, when you actually come into a camp and when you actually start to prepare for a fight, you've got more of an ability, and you're able to fuel your camp up more. So you're able to eat carbs, you're able to eat 4 to 8 grams of carbs for every kilogram body weight, you're able to eat four meals a day. The only difference is that you put weight checks in place, so 3 times a week, Monday, Wednesday and a Friday, on an empty stomach, and you'll actually find that because you've been able to maintain your weight as much as possible throughout the year, you can then eat more, which is what every single fighter would want across the, you know, every single fighter in the world wants, no matter what level you're at, right? So I'm not just talking about the elite. Now, this is what I do with the fighters that I'm working with. When they come to me, we focus on putting perfect structure in place, so meals fighters enjoy, right, based around the training schedule and based around the work life and even the weekend and whether in the relationship, right, things like that. So everything can be stuck to, but you've got to understand that this is the key, right? If you're a serious fighter and you're somebody who wants to go to the highest level and you really care about it, you'll understand how important it is to have balance throughout the entire year, because you don't want to be putting yourself into a position where you're always cutting massive amounts of weight. Now listen, I know there's fighters out there, you know, Paddy the Baddy, I don't really know any other examples, alright, but trust me, this is the case. I actually practice this, I get results and I know what works, and I'm constantly updating myself with the research, alright? You do not want to be putting yourself into a position where you're cutting massive amounts of weight on fight week as a result of not being able to control your weight throughout the year and put structure in place, because you've got to understand the more weight that you're actually cutting on fight weeks to make weight, the more you've got to rehydrate and the more you've got to refuel. Not to mention, you are literally dehydrating your body on fight week to make weight, so you're raising your core body temperature more and more, which is extremely dangerous. It's not obviously good for you, is it? So you've got to understand, the lower that you can actually keep your weight on fight week, the more you can eat, the less you've got to deplete yourself, the less you've got to dehydrate yourself, and then you don't have to be aggressive with the refuel, the rehydration and the 5-day carb loading hydration. Why on earth as a fighter would you want to put yourself into a position where in a fight camp all you're doing is focusing on making weight, all you're doing is focusing on eating as little as possible and train as hard as possible, and then on fight week you've got to eat little, you've got to dehydrate yourself, and then you've got to get all this fluid, all the electrolytes back in you, all these carbs, and then do the same on fight day and repeat this process throughout the entire career? Most of you will do this for years on end, but that's why I've made this video. So make sure, let's run over it again. Throughout the entire year, you've got balance in place. So you're eating more, you're checking your weight, you're making changes based on how the scales move, all right? You maintain the weight, which is 5 to 7 kilograms above your fighting weight. You're fueling your fight camp up with 4 meals with 4 to 8 grams for every kilogram of body weight, more on training days, less on rest days. You get into fight week at a comfortable weight, so a day before 3 to 4 kilograms above your fighting weight, same day weighing 2 kilograms, and all you've got to do on fight week is eat a low weight diet, low weight foods, high carb, low fiber, low sodium, 4 meals a day, and then that's it. Then you don't have to be as aggressive, as I say, with the post weight and the fight day methods. Even if it's same day, you don't have to be as aggressive with the refuel and rehydration. Really, it's as simple as that. Now listen, that's enough of me waffling on, because I could go on all day. I love this, it's my passion, and I've got so much knowledge and information to share with you fighters about it. But like I say, if you like these videos that I'm putting out there and you want to know more nutrition and diet tips for combat sports, subscribe to my YouTube channel. Listen guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.